Well, hello there, my friends. This is NintendoCapriSun, and why is the intro always the hardest part of the video to do? I just don't know. So much anxiety comes with first impressions. Anyway, well, welcome to Stardew Valley, which is a game that most people I think have heard of at this point and are no strangers to it. In fact, I wouldn't blame you if you were one of those people who was just plain sick of hearing about it. But, I'm not gonna be too picky here with the hair, I guess. That looks pretty good. Nice and, you know, that space hamster hair, you know? What kind of shirt do we want, though? Charlie Brown shirt, maybe? I don't know, the red's pretty nice. Whoa, wait, no, we're not doing the beard thing. Well, I mean, I should, probably, because that's kind of... Yeah, my beard is not exactly something to write home about. I think I'll just go beardless here. Animal preference? Man, I really don't know, actually. I used to feel so strongly about this when I was younger, you know? I'll just go with a dog this time. And my name, obviously, is the usual thing here. Farm name, we're gonna call this... Alright, well, maybe we shouldn't spend too much time thinking about it. Just Victorious Farm. Victorious Farm, yeah. Favorite thing? Hugs. That's not how you spell hugs. There we go. Eye color, hair color, pants color. Well, we could probably change the hair up, I guess. Whoa, hello. Ooh, I like that shade. That's kind of nice. Pants color. We'll brighten them up a little bit here. Alright, and then one last thing over here. We're going to need to pick what kind of farm we want. I'm going to go with the forest farm, because I'm crazy. Well, because I've already played as the hilltop farm, and as the regular farm. I haven't tried the other two. The river farm, I hear, is a little tricky because there's not a lot of space for crops and stuff. And then this, of course, would be our obligatory backstory, which for some reason is actually longer than I remember. I actually got this game on my Switch about, like, when it came out, which was like a month ago now. I'm not sure if I'm even going to put this up. I don't know what I'm doing here, but... yeah, I can't say I liked playing it on the Switch that much, and maybe mostly because of the controls. I kept accidentally throwing stuff away, and yeah, it's tricky with a Switch controller because, well, I mean, it's tricky in general with any kind of a controller because there's always, you know, the issue, because you don't have a mouse, you have to use, like, the analog stick, and you never know how fast the cursor is going to go, but it always goes, like, too slow, but if it goes too fast, it wouldn't be accurate, and then it's just not even worth trying to explain, really. But I got up to like 14 days in. It was playable, you know, it's not like it was completely a lost cause, but, you know, I may get back to it sometime. Now, I do know that multiplayer for this is coming out pretty soon. So, kind of anxious to see, you know, where that's headed. Smile, you're with Joja. Somebody got fired there. I don't know what that guy's doing. Probably looking at something NFSW. NSFW, actually? I think I got my acronyms wrong. I mean, the tongue, seriously. Oh, look at me, I can't take this anymore. Look at the size of that computer monitor, like, seriously. Oh, man. That's a very detailed sprite. Probably the closest you'll ever get to seeing your own character. Anyway. You must have needed this every day. If you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. Same thing happened to me long ago. I lost sight of what mattered most in life, real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place, my pride and joy, Victorious Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley, on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honor the family name, my boy. Good luck. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will you? Well, sure. Man, and to think all that time the farm was waiting for me. Like, how many years did I spend? Oh, how many years did I spend thinking could just last a couple more months, you know? When I could have just done this all along. Makes you wonder how long they've been waiting for me out here. 0.5 miles. Man, we're so close. That last mile of the trip, man. Tweet, tweet. No, we're not tweeting right now. I don't even know if I have access to Twitter from all the way out here. Is my cursor pulsating? I think it was. I'm not doing voices for all these, but Robin the local carpenter, maybe you're listening here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. Oh man. Yeah, so really, where this game really shines is in the play. I mean, the story is great, don't get me wrong, but to me, like, this is honestly one of the most addicting games I've ever played. And for various reasons. I've spent a lot of time playing incremental games like Cookie Clicker and others of its ilk. And in some ways, this game reminds me of those. Although it's more... So the problem with those games, though, is that everything is circular. And this is my new home, by the way. You know, it's like everything comes back around to, oh, you're just making more money, or making more cookies, or whatever, you know? And in this game, at least, there's like an honest-to-God progression. Like, you feel, you know, it's not just about making more money, even though most things eventually circle back around to that, yeah. It's like you get a new coop so you can make chicken, so you can make eggs, so you can sell the eggs for money. Or you get mayonnaise maker so you can make the eggs into mayonnaise and sell the mayonnaise for money. A lot of it does circle back around to money. So there is that, I guess, but at least you feel like there's different, you know, you're going about it different ways. There really are no two identical playthroughs of a game like this. Anyway, they're arguing over here. Oh, yeah. Yep. Anyway, you must be tired from the long journey. You should get some rest. Tomorrow you ought to explore the town and introduce yourself. Yeah, I guess they would. Also, that's my mailbox. Well, I keep forgetting I have a cursor. Like, if I want to point something out to you, I can just point to it. So yeah, that's your little selling box right there. When you get stuff at the end of the day left over, just drop it in there. And overnight, it will pay you. Oh, well, here we go. This is the only thing I don't like about keyboard controls is W, A, S, and D. I just didn't grow up doing that, so I don't know if I'll ever be wholly comfortable with it, but I can do it. You know, I can function with it at the very least. So you can also run. Actually, you don't run. Well, run is probably set to automatic. So anyway, let's just get the present. We got parsnip seeds. Besides, we're wasting time here. Here's a little something to get you started. Mayor Lewis, oh yeah. Actually, we might want to check the TV too. So, it's gonna be a beautiful, sunny day, alright. And fortune teller? Spirits feel neutral. The day is in your hands. Living Off the Land is just a little TV show that gives you pointers about the game. This game also has a very nice soundtrack. Oh, I love this so much more already. Whoa, you're using the wrong thing there. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, when I kind of put off doing this, because I felt like if I ever did LP the game, I would want to do it, you know, I'd want to be super efficient at it, show you all these tips and tricks for how to be really good at it. And I still will try to at least carry some basic knowledge with me in this, but because I have learned quite a bit about the game, especially over the last playthrough I did, which was not even 2 months ago at this point. Anyway, I'm just kind of clearing out some land here so I can start these crops up. But it's always a good idea to, you know, clear things out in general, because it will spread if you just leave it alone. So this looks good. So go ahead and free up some spaces here. Almost every playthrough I've ever seen of this, people do a 5x3 grid for those first 15. Well, I'm going to do a 4x4 grid and have a space left over. So excuse me. Go ahead and get this watered here. I've always been in the habit of, like, watering the seeds after I plant them, because that seems like the more logical thing to do, but it actually really doesn't matter. Whoops. Which one you do. You just want to watch yourself with your aim here, because it's very easy to, you know, like, water the wrong square. And you just end up with, you know, wasting energy by doing the wrong thing. There we go. Easy schmeezy. And one of our first goals is definitely going to be to make a treasure chest. Because we're going to need a place to put all our junk. And, well, in order to make a treasure chest, you need 50 wood. So that won't be too hard to get, as you get about 20 of it from every tree that you chop down. Yeah, 17 there. Maybe not quite 20, but you'll probably have to chop 3 trees down to get it all. But that's okay. Oh, also, so you can hold down the mouse button to chop, but if you actually, you know, press the button rhythmically, you can chop just a little bit faster than if you just hold it down, so, you know. 9, 10, I was chopping fast there, but if I hold it, see, it chops just a little bit slower. It's just enough, you know, to where you'd probably rather take charge and do it yourself. So when you want to make stuff, you just go up here to crafting, and you already have a nice little bit of stuff here to make. I can make a torch, really? Out of wood and sap, I guess. No, I'll make a couple. So we're also going to want to be able to light this place up at night. So, we'll put this right there. Put another one right there. And I'm going to put my chest right there. Pretty much all the leftovers and stuff I'm just going to put in here. Try to stay organized. So really, the first day, like, when you start to get better at the game or you start to learn stuff about it, the first day can be kind of stressful because, like, okay, what do I want to do, you know, to maximize, to get the most out of my first day? And really, like, oh, the more you stress about it, the less fun the game is, really, you know? I think probably one of the smartest things you can do, honestly, is just do what you want to do, you know? Do whatever you feel like doing. But as you can see, I'm already really low on energy, so what I think we're gonna do here is just make space tracks to the south here, and just pull out the scythe. Using the scythe does not consume energy, which is pretty much common knowledge at this point. We're gonna have to clear out a piece of wood here. If you want to now, you can go through and try to clear out all this grass, because occasionally it'll drop mixed seeds. I'm surprised I hadn't seen any already. There's more grass down here you can chop. And if you get the mixed seeds, you can plant those to get more of the forageable crops. But I don't know if that's really worth it, because you're spending extra energy to water those seeds every day, and extra time. And I just don't know if it's worth it, especially when you can get the stuff for free. Hello. You're that new farmer boy, aren't you? It's funny I would run into you first. Yeah, that's me. What's you gonna do about it? I think I went the wrong way here. Anyway, Haley's kind of a strange character, I'll tell you what. Everybody has their own little tics, you know, but that's pretty much par for the course when it comes to a game like this. So come down here, for some reason, there's just these spring onions sitting out here. There's no telling who planted them, or maybe they just grew on their own. But always make a habit of coming down here to check this little area, because if you can pick those up, you can get free energy from those. So they don't give you that much energy, but they give you something, you know, enough to maybe chop down 1 or 2 more trees, and ultimately that is worth something. Otherwise, if you want, just take them back home and throw them in the chest and sell them. That works too. So there's like different types of trees too. You see the trees with really small leaves, I believe are maple trees? Not actually too sure. I'm more interested in like seeing if I can get the seeds from the trees, because you get a crafting recipe fairly early on in which you can make a certain type of food that gives you a lot of energy. But you can only make it from the seeds of the various trees that you find around here. It's basically pine trees, maple trees, and something else. Pine, maple, and what else? Yeah. Pine cone, maple seed, and something. I don't know why it's not coming to mind. Yeah, I'm just kind of leaving the stumps behind, because the stumps only give you wood. The stumps won't give you any seeds. It's not worth the extra energy to go ahead and chop them too. Just not going to do that. I'm also just been kind of holding the mouse button down instead of, you know, what I was just saying earlier, which is chop faster by doing this. So I reckon before it gets too late here, maybe we should try running into town. Say hello to a few of the people. So that is one of your missions. You'll see little missions come up. Actually, it's, is it F? Yeah. F is your journal. So the first step, cultivate and harvest a parsnip. We won't be able to do that until they're finished growing, which is not for at least 4 days, so... And this shows how many people you've greeted so far. So we met the mayor and we met Robin, we met Haley. This house down here in the southeast, or well, southeast corner of this section of the map, that's Leah's house. And up here is Marnie's house. She might actually be home. No, she's not. Okay. Yeah, I think on the first day they kind of just want you to go into town. A lot of the rules that usually apply in the main part of the game kind of don't apply here, because I think they just wanted you to have a good enough time finding people. It's also worth it to check the trash cans, even though that kind of feels a little bit like, oh my god, who am I? Oh, stranger, my name's Vincent. Mom says not to talk to strangers, but you seem okay. Hey, Harvey, dude. Usually you're like one of the last people I meet. I don't know what you're doing standing out here, but glad you were there. Yeah, this has got the ultimate country atmosphere, man, let me tell you. It's only fitting you have some banjis playing. Who's picking the banji? Oh, you can get some of the mixed seeds from the grass up there, too, if you want. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know what I'm doing. Holy moly. Maybe we can catch the other guy up here. For some reason, there's one guy in this game that I always refer to as Gus. And I don't think that's his name. Like, the mayor is Lewis. Okay, Robin we've already met. There might have been somebody else in the house there, but I wasn't really looking. Oh, hello. This is Robin's husband over here, Demetrius. Local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. Well, thank you. See you around. Let's see. Oh, there's more onions up here. There's a guy chopping rocks over here, so we can't really get to the mines yet. I don't think you ever actually meet that guy in the game. He's just like some random co-worker. Or some random construction worker. Here we go. It's Linus is his name. Stranger, hello. Linus is a homeless guy, and a surprisingly poignant little story going around with him. Or going on with him, not going around. Nobody's really talking about him. I mean, as far as, how long episodes are going to be for this, I don't really know. Because I think early on I'm going to want to show a lot more than I will later. When it gets to later and when I've shown you, how to do everything, then I can start cutting stuff out, like long fishing trips or, watering plants, things like that you have to do every day. Eventually it will get to a point where I'll stop showing every single bit of that I do. But for the time being, it's gonna... Oh yeah, Pierre, he runs the local shop here. And we're not gonna be able to... Well, will we open the door? I don't think we can open that door. A lot of times you'll see a bunch of the girls gather around here working out. For now, just Caroline's here. So that's what, 7 or 8 now we have? But yeah, like I said, the first few days may be a little slow. But as we start to get into it a little more. So I'm the new guy, that's right. What about you? Don't dig in the trash cans if people are around because they'll see it. And then you lose friendship points with them. And that is something that you kind of have to keep track of as you play the game. I don't know if Elliot's going to be out here. Probably not. It's getting a little late. I'm surprised it's still this bright outside. Yeah, it's locked. That you'll need 300 wood to fix right there. It's always worth it to stop by the beach, though. But if you see these little wormy-looking things sticking out of the ground, you hold them up and you might get something good. Sometimes you can pick up some rare treasures and otherwise strange things. So seashell right there. Not much else we can really do here right now. On the second day we will, but that's day 2. Still on day 1 here. Yeah, okay, now it's starting to get darker. I mean, in real life right now, it's getting dark at 5 in the afternoon, and that's really... that really sucks when you're sleeping in until 2 in the afternoon. You wake up at 2 in the afternoon every day. You could try some of the doors, I guess. Maybe some people are still up. Hey, it's Jody. Well, you weren't exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. What were you imagining? Hopefully nothing. So, can't get into Sam's room yet. I don't know what else we can do in here. Time will kind of go by and slip right out from under your feet before you even realize what's happened, so... I didn't really check all the trash cans like I wanted to, but that's okay. Eat all my spring onions either, I still got one here. May have just enough energy to chop down one more tree. Or maybe just, Pick up some stone from the yard, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat it now. I'm not sure offhand what those actually sell for. Because, you know, money is something that early in the game is pretty hard to come by. So... But then, it's just one of those things you have to deal with as you learn your way around the town. If you already know the town, you can kind of just... You don't have to worry about that so much. Then it's more like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get to the good stuff then, you know? Whatever the good stuff even is. Alright, so we have these single chop things here. Yeah, once your energy gets down low enough, it's gonna start doing that little trembly thing every time you consume energy. So you have to be really careful about that. It'll actually pop up and say this, too. You're starting to feel exhausted. You get down to 12 energy. Each action, I believe, performed or consumes 2 energy. Yeah, so also don't do things close to the water, because you won't get the supplies then. So we got 8 energy, so we can do 1, 2, 3, and that'll be good right there. If you use up all of your energy, you don't want to do that, because then you'll be penalized the next day. You'll wake up the next day and be like, oh, I'm so tired. You only have half an energy bar to work with for that day. We got lots of wood here, though, so that's good. Plenty of fiber. I mean, every single thing in this game has some kind of use for it. The clay, we'll be able to use that later to make something important. Kind of slips my mind at the moment. I'm going to look over here and drop the seashell in the treasure chest. That'll sell as we sleep overnight. It's 10:20 p.m. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You basically stay up till midnight, and then you'll start, your character will get the little Z's above him. Now, technically, you can stay up till 2 in the morning, but if you stay up any later than, I believe it's 1, then you also get less energy the next day. Which kind of makes sense, you know? I mean, I barely make it on 8 hours of sleep. I don't know how this guy does it. Well, I remember when I was younger, I went through a spell where I thought that 5 hours was like enough sleep. And basically, this game goes by that same adage. You can stay up till 1 and you're okay. But 12 is where the warning pops up and says, okay, you need to get to your bed. And that can be really bad if you're deep in the mines or doing something. They have 50 gold. It's not much, but... Yeah, I really should have probably gone in and bought some seeds, but I didn't do that. There's the rooster. Alice in Chains, anyone? Yeah, I know. Just got back from a fishing trip. You should come down to the beach for something. I got something for you. Okay. You know what? Let me take a look at my options here. Options, we're going to show tool hit location. We're going to zoom this out a little bit. Not much, but... Oops. So I'm going to go 90. I think usually I play at about 60 or... I mean... 60. Like 80 or 75. I'm going to put it at 80 for now. Zoom buttons, really? So first things first, this is like one of the first things you want to do every day is water your crops. Make sure you do that, otherwise they'll either take longer to grow or just won't grow at all. And it's not exactly going to be worth your time, you know, to be setting stuff up out here that's not going to grow because you need to sell it to make money. Oops. Oh wait, oh okay. Here's the deal, like if you pull your mouse away from your character, they'll just do it in whatever direction they're facing. If you put your mouse close to your character, it'll do it in whichever direction you click on. So even though I'm facing left, if I do it here, if I click here, he'll just turn around and water that square. On the other hand, in the same situation, if I clicked out here, he just watered to the left. That's one of those little nuances about the controls that you kind of just have to get used to. And it makes more sense as time goes on. In fact, I think I might want to put some of my tools away, because I don't want to have space here. So for instance, like, we're not going to be going into the mines, so probably put that away. Scythe, I might want to keep that. I'm not going to use the watering can. The hoe I'll keep, just in case I run into any of those worms. We're also going to sort this here. Actually, why don't I put the grass away too? Not sure where that even came from. Oh, I see zoom buttons right there. Oh, that's nice. Okay, this is good. Actually, you know what? We should really be watching more closely. Yeah, see these forageable goods here? These are worth picking up. Not only because they make good gifts for people, but also because you can eat them for energy. Some of them. There's other ones that won't give you any energy at all, but the dandelions, 25 energy. I mean, that's better than those onions I was picking up. thing is, you're not going to see as many of those as you go around. Like the onions, they were all in one clump, and I picked up like 12 of them. And I'm pretty sure they respawn daily, which kind of leads me to wonder myself why I didn't just head that way in the first place here. It's kind of looking for, you know, stuff. Forageable goods, as I call them. Hey, what's up? Hey, man. It says here's the calendar. Every character has a birthday. And you get a substantially larger amount of friendship points with them if you give them something on their birthday. So, and then this here is the help wanted. Bring 1 amethyst. And twice the market value. Deliver. Oof. Okay, well, you can accept the quest. You don't have to do it. And if you don't do it, you don't lose anything for it. It's just something that's kind of there that you can do. I don't know the likelihood of me finding an amethyst at this point in the game. I have to get pretty deep in those mines and look around. See, oh man, I just barely missed Vincent there. He almost caught me digging through the trash. That would not have been pretty. Well, I guess as long as we've been told by Willie to come down here, might as well do it. What's going on, Willie? He's just taking his time, I tell you. Yeah, good to meet you too. There's really no rush to meet all the people. It's there in your journal, and it is a side quest, technically. But it's not something that you have to do. Like, not immediately, anyway. I mean, eventually it's just going to happen naturally over the course of the game. You'll meet everybody. So, kind of just let that happen when it does, you know? Sure. And he's going to give us our first fishing rod. How nice. You received a bamboo pole. There's good water here in the valley, all kinds of fish. Good water, I say. Oh yeah, my shop's back open now, so come by if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. You know, no, let's not do that. Alright, anyway. Nope. I'm just gonna stand and look out at the water. I kind of wonder, you know, like, can they see any land from here? Or is it just endless ocean? These are the questions we want to answer. So fishing in the game, well, fishing is actually pretty fun. At least I think it is. I mean, I could basically sit here and do it all day. A little tutorialism going on here. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You just gotta keep the bar within the fish, or keep the fish within the bar. The first fish, it's just gonna let you, like, the fish won't get away, no matter what you do. But on the second fish, you're gonna start having to watch yourself. Because they will jump. Or they will try to get away from you. I mean, a lot of the fish in spring aren't really like that. Especially because with your bar being so small. Like, man, this bar is really small. You forget how challenging it is to actually keep it between the lines, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, just stand here and fish all day. I like to do a lot of fishing early in the game because fishing is a huge source of money compared to anything else that you can do at this point. And you can pretty much, yeah, you can easily build up into the 4 digits of money pretty early just by fishing and selling the fish. Oh, whoa, he's trying to get away over here. Now, as you fish, you'll, like, naturally level up. Halibut, nice. So you'll also notice I have 2 different fish taking up 2 slots on the inventory, even though they appear to be the same fish. Well, the reason for that is because one of them has a little silver star next to him. Everything that you get in this game could come in one of 3, actually one of 4 qualities, but you don't see the 4th one until way later. So for now, it's just regular quality, silver star, and then gold star. And if they're different qualities, they're going to take up different spots on the inventory list. Otherwise, you can just stack them all on the same spot. But that can become a little irksome, maybe, when you're trying to manage several things. And you're picking up stuff that's like different qualities, and it's taking up 3 slots because you have one of each. One of each type of quality, I mean. So that can be a thing, but fortunately, it's not a huge deal. Oh, well, those sardines look pretty similar to those other guys, don't they? It's amazing how much time I could spend just sitting here fishing, doing nothing, and yet still managing to find something to say. I mean, there's like... the stuff that you could say about this game, I don't even know, like, where you would start. Honestly, that's why I think... oops. That's why I think just doing a regular old playthrough, coming in here and being like, hey, let's hang out, let's just do this, and I'll show you things as they come. So now that my inventory's full, I'm gonna actually sell some of these off here. So you go up and talk to him, and it'll show you right here how much you can make for each one. And just like that, I basically almost doubled my money, not quite. Okay, so here's another thing that happens sometimes. A treasure chest will pop up. And if you bring it into the bar and get it, you can catch the fish and the treasure at the same time, and you might get something good. That's mixed seeds right there. We could plant those for spring stuff if we want. I guess if it's only 3 seeds, it's not a big deal. Although I think I'd almost rather sell those, because I can kind of just get the forageable stuff anyway. It's just sitting out on the ground. The horseradish, maybe not so easy to get. It's a little bit more rare than the others, or at least it seems to be. I mean, I don't really know. But yeah, I'm just basically gonna fish for most of this day, I think. Probably up until like 3 or 4. So I'll have enough time to swing by the shop, you know, and get some seeds and maybe plant those before I go to bed for the night. Because you can, like, get seeds and just plant them right at, you know, 11 p.m. or something, and wake up the next day and they'll grow as much as if you had planted them the morning before instead of the night before. The cutoff point is when you sleep, and they make a day's worth of progress then, regardless of what time you planted them the day before. Which I know I was just saying that, but I have this awful tendency to want to repeat myself, you know, put things in perspective, put it in different words. Kind of drives me crazy when I'm doing that, like in my journals and stuff. Coal, not bad at all. Oh, we can just throw that away for now. Got no use for no trash. I mean, technically you could sell the trash, but I'm probably going to fill up that slot with something more useful sooner than I think here. Just watching that bobber. You can also get bait for your fish. Or for your fishing, rather. But our current pole does not have a slot on which we can equip the bait. So we'll have to get the second pole before we can use bait. But bait, when you do use it, actually makes the fish bite faster, so you don't have to sit here and wait nearly as long. And that's actually really nice, it's very helpful. But, given that we only have so much time here, let's see. If you want to, what else you can do here? Well, I don't know if you can do it when the bobber's out. It doesn't look like you can. But, yeah, it's getting to 2:30 here. We're going to have to cut this short. But, sometimes you might even notice your bar has grown a little bit. It's probably because you gained a level. If you gain a level right now, even though it doesn't announce that you've gained a level until you go to sleep for the night, you can actually look in here and see. See, I've already got the fishing to level 1. So my bar is slightly bigger than it was. And by the time you get that to 10, your bar is going to be pretty huge. It's going to be like taking up 1/4 of the entire area that you got to work with in there. Ooh, this is not good. If I catch something here, I'm going to have to throw something away. Unless it matches up with something I already have. Which it might. It's a pretty good chance it will, actually. Let's see what we got here. Oh man, it doesn't. Okay, I'm not throwing away the coal. Oh, I'm going to have to throw away the mixed seeds. I should have been more careful about this, but oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and sell these. Now, if you are going to fish and sell fish, just keep in mind that he closes at 5 p.m. So if you want to sell fish, do it before 5. Otherwise, you're going to have to put it in the treasure chest and wait for the next day to get the profits from it. You might want to get the profits now, because like I said, if you want to maybe plant those crops and get them in before the day's out, get a head start on them. Hey, Elliot, what's up? The new farmer we've all been expecting, and whose arrival has sparked many a conversation. I'm Elliot. I live in the little cabin by the beach. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you as well. Hey, hang on a second here. Got a dandelion, or is that a daffodil? I always get these two confused. A dandelion. Hey, dude, I couldn't get in your room yesterday. Hey, I'm Sam. Good to meet you. Sam works at the Joja store, which is off to the east side. I almost never go there. I don't suppose Lewis is home. He is not. Okay. And if you ever wonder where people live, you can just go bring up your map here. And if you just mouse over the houses, it'll show you Mayor's Manor. It's One River Road. George, Evelyn, and Alex live there. Saloon. Basically everybody kind of gathers at the saloon. Almost everybody. Later in the day, like after 6 p.m. So if you're ever looking to fill out your Pokédex, as it were, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, you can meet a lot of people there. Fill it out, you know. I see Emily. Okay, so I'm gonna buy potato seeds. Actually, I'm gonna buy a little bit of everything here, but mostly potatoes. We'll get... cauliflower is really good. It takes a really long time to grow, though. Oh, here's the thing. I can explain more on that later, maybe. I'm gonna get a few more parsnips here. Maybe just 6. I'm also trying to keep in mind here that every single thing I get is, like, more energy that I'm gonna have to spend watering it, so... we'll go with cauliflower. That'll work. Also, this is Emily. Ooh, I can read it in your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. Sure am. If you're ever looking for something to do in the evening, stop by the saloon. That's where I work. Cool. I like Emily. She's cool. Hey, that's Evelyn right there. Why, hello, and welcome to our little community, dear. You want to put on your own festival fireworks show? I can make that happen for you. This is where she lives over here, actually. With her husband, George, in the wheelchair. It's irritating to have to meet all these new people, huh? Name's George, by the way. Now, buzz off! If you happen to pick up leeks, you can give those as a gift to him, and he really likes them, so... it's just something to keep in mind. Hey, Maru, what's up? Maru? I'm not sure. Aren't you the one who just moved in? I'm Maru. I've been looking forward to meeting you. Oh, likewise. She likes batteries, but you're not going to be seeing those for a while. There's Haley again. Well, I mean, it never hurts to talk. Oh, she just called my shoes plastic. Wonderful. Alright, it's still a little early. Maybe we have time to run down by the... where those onions grow. I think I already picked up the stuff that was here, though. Yeah. Well, that's good. I should have called this the ASMR farm, but... I mean, I make no delusions. Like, I don't know if I'm really... people have told me I have that kind of an effect on them, but I don't know. It's like... I wouldn't call myself an expert in the field or anything. I haven't listened to ASMR in a while. I've been using Lucagen's Phoenix Wright or Nico Bees or whoever I'm in the mood for. Let's see if those onions sprouted up anymore. And then once we get back, use up the rest of our energy chopping down trees. Yeah, so this is where they were yesterday. I don't see any here today. Well, no, there's one there. Alright, that's good. I'm surprised we got coal from that fishing treasure chest. That's actually really good. Coal's pretty hard to come by early in the game, too. Unless you do a lot of mining, which is where you're going to get most of it. But coal is nice because you can make... well, you can smelt the iron and stuff that you pick up, but that's not for a while. We'll probably start doing that around day 10 or so. I don't really know. I haven't played this enough to really know, like, what days are specifically known for certain things happening. I'm gonna go ahead and chop this tree here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna do the same thing before. Oh, well, there's a seed. I want that. Alright, what are we dropping here? Here, let's just do this. Eat the melon. Or eat the spring onion, rather. Ooh, I really should have... let's see, we got sap. I'm gonna have to let it go. It's not worth it. So sorry. It's not like those are hard to find. You'll see those all the time. It's just that I had that specific thing in mind. I was gonna make out of those, but yeah, we'll get around to that. Now you can start to see, when we get back to the house, how my torches are working out for me here. Alright, we're going to put away the sap, put away the coal. Eventually I'm going to start to sort stuff into separate chests. But for now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's see. Yeah, this might take a little time. We do need to save energy to do this. Let's get... I got some clay. Good. Good. Keep the mouse away from yourself, so... This is one thing I would say is probably easier on the Switch. was doing stuff like this, because it always basically does it in the direction that you're facing. So, oh, I put my water can away, didn't I? Let's go ahead and put away this clay here, pull out the water can. Whoops. Water can, I say. Might as well pull that out, too. Now, periodically, you're going to want to refill the watering can, which you just do over here. Simple as can be. Water this up here. I would say watering is probably like my least favorite thing to do. It's always just like one of those things like, oh god, I have to do that again. But, you know, comes with the territory, really. Now, sometimes it'll rain, and you won't have to water. And I always look forward to those days. Even though, really, it's not a big deal. It's like, you know, especially at this point in the game, you're looking at, like, I don't know, an hour of work or something. I don't normally like to plant all my crops so close together. I've noticed what a lot of people do is they make little separate plots. Like, they'll dig out a separate plot over here or something, and then plant other stuff over there. And I understand why people do that, but at the same time, it was never something that I did. So, which is not to say that I disagree with it, or that I think it's wrong to do it that way, or less efficient or anything. It's just not something that I ever thought to do, I guess. See, now it's getting so late I can't even really see where my crops are. So, fortunately, it doesn't take any energy to plant seeds, which I'm going to do here. Just listening for the sound cue, so I know I put them down. What are we looking at? 12 energy? Okay. Oops. Oh, dang it, I wasted some. Okay. We're not going to have enough energy to do all this. Well, that's why we have these, isn't it? Not these, those. So we're just going to take one out and eat it here. At least this will get us through the rest of the night here. Now, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, so sorry about that, but, yeah, we're going to put the cauliflowers right here in these bottom 5 spaces. And water them up. I'm telling you, it's crazy to think of how much time I could spend just sitting here playing this game. Because every single night I go to bed and I think, okay, just one more day. Just one more. Something else that's kind of cool, that's worth noting, is that if you chop a tree... Let me see, how much energy? 23, okay. Oh, if you chop a tree, like, say, 5, 6, 7 times, and then you go to bed, it'll save those 7 chops. So when I come back to this tree tomorrow, I'll be able to chop it in one swing. That's just some random thing that's worth noting. Oh, there it is. It's midnight. Okay, what do I need to put away? Nothing? Okay, and then we're done. So we have basically 0 money right now, but that will come back to us as our crops continue to grow, and level 1 fishing. Alright.